I've just had to come in and ask these questions because,
mate, I'm pleased for you.
It's been bugging me for 2 days. I've just wanted to get it out.
Okay. Right? Have you got any more questions, Harry? I'll answer whatever you need, mate.
I have no more questions at the moment. That was
it. Are you from Crewe?
No, I'm not. I'm from. Okay. I'm from West Yorkshire.
Okay, no problem. Look, can I ask?
I'm not giving you my address, but I live in Leeds.
Okay, no worries, mate. So listen, like this whole situation that's going on, like, what do you think about it? Like,
I don't. I'm in middle because I think some of the things the protesters are doing and saying is wrong, but I also like the questions that I've asked you were concerning.
Yep.
That's basically it. I'm not one. I'm not a protester pro rata where I go to protests.
Okay.
I just followed it online, and it's been, festering. I'll use the word festering in me for a while, just to ask these few questions to somebody like you, and get your side of view.
Yeah.
Right. But it's. I think personally, it's all got out of proportion. This. And I'll tell you one thing I am totally against, racism and saying it's religion, because it's not religion. Why I know why they're not demonstrating because of religion. They're not racist. Certain racist remarks have been made, but that's by the minority, not
the minority, not everybody. Yeah, you're right. And we accept that and we acknowledge that.
Yeah, I've heard people on that live. When I'm sat here saying and actually saying to people that are putting racist remarks in comments, this is not race related. This is to do with other things, not race. Now, why there's still people shouting racist remarks when people are telling them, and people are telling them there in person outside your gates, this is not against race. You know what I mean? And I'm totally against any racist remark made because I've got colour in my family. I'm a white British person, but I've got a brother who's married to somebody of colour. That's...
Harry, I'm listening, mate.
I'm just reading things. This is what annoys me. They're putting in... What am I talking about?
Try not to pay too much attention to the comments, Harry.
I can't speak to people when there's people saying that. It's just put me off what we're on about.
Look, Harry, like, try not to pay attention to the chat, mate. Just, I'm having a conversation with you, mate. I like what you're saying. Like, I want to hear you out. Like, you are a British citizen. You're a British citizen. And do you see like what I'm coming from now? When people come up here and they're speaking logically, because you're thinking rationally, right? You're thinking in a good way, right?
You see, I know for definite. I know quite a lot of people that do all these phones and recording everything. I know I'm going to get stick. I know I'm going to get it for saying things that I'm doing, because I'm asking simple questions. Right, that I want answering. I'm not doing it to make any notoriety. I'm not doing it because I'm outside your gate. I just want questions answered, and you're answering me. And I find it disbelief with. You see, I'm just getting upset that there's people thinking I'm taking sides. I'm split down the middle. I hear where you're coming from. And I hear where the protesters are coming from. I don't take sides. I'm just asking questions that I want answering, not what them lot want.
Okay.
And I'm getting people in context saying stuff which I'm only trying to get it so what you tell me gets in my head so I can read the bigger picture instead of reading hearsay. He's done this, he's done that.
And look, mate, hats off to you for coming here and like manning up and having the courage to come and ask the questions and listening and actually hearing us out, because like
you see, one of the remarks I've just got, because you're living in Leeds, what does that say? That because I'm not there outside your gate.
So Harry, 1 second, mate. 1 second, Harry, okay? Ignore the comments just for a second and listen, I want to say something to you, right? Do you see how quick right? That when you start thinking for yourself and you don't put yourself in the same brain that everyone's following out there, they're following the crowd like a shepherdless sheep, right? Do you see what happens when you start thinking for yourself and start realizing that actually it's not what people are making it out to be, how quick they turn on you and you didn't do anything?
Hang on, just let me answer this one question. In Barbara Sutcliffe put people on bail, Harry. Yeah, I know there's people on bail. I know everything. I'm talking to somebody trying to get some answers to questions that everybody's throwing abuse at them for.
Yeah. Listen, to the moderators, I don't want you to stop anyone from speaking, okay? Let them speak. Let them be free. I don't want you to mute. I don't want you to block anybody, okay? Do not do anything like that. If you're moderating in this live, don't stop people from speaking. I don't want that, okay? So, or if somebody is saying something about children, or if somebody is offending somebody in a very vile way, like a specific group of people, then maybe, but try to weigh it out. Don't just start blocking everybody. If people want to threaten us, then let them have the freedom to threaten us, okay? Don't stop or mute those people, please. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
Right, I'm going to drop down, mate.
Look, Harry, I appreciate you, mate. If I was there, I'd shake your hand. But thank you for coming up. Thank you. You've said your piece, mate, and you're welcome to come to the live if you have any more questions, all right?
All right, mate.
All right, Tara.
All right.
Sorry, Liam, just give me a minute, yeah?
Yeah.
So, Caitlin, thank you for coming back. I'm sorry it took a little while.
It's all right, no problem.
Okay, so, what questions would you like to...
Well, I've been speaking to Gaynor, so I've had, obviously, a few questions answered by her, and I'm not being funny, but the comments are like, they're annoying me, because I know it's not racially motivated, I know it's not religiously motivated, it is down to the actions, and let's be honest, guys, everyone, all the allegations are strictly allegations. Nothing's been proven. Nothing's been charged. No one's been charged. It is purely allegations. And it's stressing me out because people are like, oh, this, oh, that. The allegations. People of white colour, obviously, I'm not offending saying that you're not white, obviously. You're a British citizen. Everyone that is British citizens within AROPL, is that how I say it? I'm not 100% sure if that is, but AROPL, is that the anagram for your religion?
Aruppel.
Yeah.
Aruppel, yeah.
But, like, at the end of the day, there are British citizens in there, and let's be honest, there are British citizens out there walking the streets that have done the same things, but it just hasn't been publicised. So stop with the hate, you know what I mean? No, I don't agree with anything. I'm not on a side. I've spoke to Gaynor, I've spoke to obviously you yourself, and it just is what it is. You know what I mean? Anyway, a question I do have is, obviously, you said that you are within Web House. So, do you have kids?
Yes, I do.
So, do your kids follow the religion, or like?
Yeah, because they choose to. And if they wanted to leave the religion or choose a different religion, then we would support them.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm aware that Gaynor's obviously come out and said that she doesn't eat pork.
Okay.
Is it the same for you?
Yeah, like we choose not to so we take our teachings from the scriptures, okay? And we take anything that we are supposed to do and not supposed to do in terms of religion and spirituality from the man appointed by God. So he's shown us evidence, and he's given us and he's taught us about the pig, the animal, the pig, and what it is, and the sciences of it. And it's generally not healthy for us to eat. Yeah, I know that people say they love the taste of it. That's up to them if they want to eat it. We have no problem if you want to eat it. We choose not to eat it because of a religious reason, and we're entitled to do that.
Of course you are. Of course you are. I've got no issue with it. I was just genuinely curious because some people are different. Some will eat it, some won't. You know what I mean? So, I was just curious on that part.
So, you know, like in relation to this whole swine thing, right? So we, in our religion, we actually practice the Sabbath, right? And it's a it's like one of our religious days that we practice throughout every week, okay? And like our leader has revealed like things like this about what we should do and we shouldn't do in terms of religion, like during our Sabbath. Like it's just an amazing thing. You know, we really do have like a close knit community. You know, we learn things as we're going along. It's not like we're told in one book like you have to do.
Yeah.
Like that. It's a gradual process. You know, because like, imagine if you had a new guy that came into power in the UK and then he just says, okay, this is it, bam, check, and he has all these things and everything in the UK changes overnight. You guys aren't going to be used to anything. You're not going to be able to adapt to it and you're going to just deny it. You're going to reject it. So the prophets and the messengers that came, they never enforced 100% of the religion in its entirety in one go. It just took time. Gradually, things were either removed from the previous covenant and things had been added to improve the situation of the people who believe as we're going on. That's why you have different covenants. The old one was broken. It was outdated. They had to replace it with a new one. And actually, according to the environment they're in, add all the rules. And this is between God and the person in question, you know?
Okay, so like, do you fast or anything? You know, like how I can't remember what religion it is. Has Ramadan.
Yeah, so like the Muslims, for example, right? So we don't fast in the way that they fast, but we actually believe that Ramadan isn't in the month that they say it is in. We say that we have to follow the solar calendar, and Ramadan is every December. It's not according to the lunar calendar. And we have evidence for this. And we have presented the evidence. They've denied it. And that's absolutely fine. It's their right to reject it. Okay. Just like it is, the Christians have the right to reject Islam and their beliefs and teachings, just like Judaism have the right to reject the teachings of Christianity. Right.
Yeah.
So in the same way, we respect their right to reject and deny, and no problem. Okay. But we don't resort to violence because they don't believe in what we believe.
No, I know. Yeah.
But it's not the same the other way around, unfortunately. It's not the same the other way around. Right. So we look, I'll give you my example, right? I once asked Abdullah Hashim, because he said that like, we know from the Goal of the Wise, from our religious book, that fasting is actually in the month of December, during when you guys are celebrating Christmas. For us, that is the true and the real month of Ramadan every single year, and it never changes. Okay? So after Ramadan, Eid is always on the same day every year. It doesn't change, right? So I asked, I want to fast for the whole month. And Abdullah Hashim said, it's not actually compulsory for you to do that. And no command from God has come that you need to do that. So he says, if you want to fast, no problem. He goes, you can fast here and you can fast there, but you're not obliged to fast at all. So, because we're not in that time right now. Right now, the most important thing is telling people and getting the message out to them that the vicegerent of God has come, okay? And to tell people about this. This is more important than, because what good is rituals and practice, like ritual prayers and ritual fasting and all these sort of things, if you're not on the right track in the first place? You know, you could be like, I know there are Hindus who fast. Now the Muslims make the claim that the Hindus are completely wrong and they're polytheists and that their fasts are not included or not valid. Okay, now that's a debate between them two, but they still fast, right? And because they're entitled to, and there are like people who have no religion who like to fast for health reasons. There's benefits to it, right?
Yeah.
So we can fast if we want to, but we don't need to fast in the situation we're in right now. Like it's not an order from God right now, and it's not been made an obligation to conduct fasting every year. But we do see the month of Ramadan, and we do see its approach. And we do acknowledge that this is the month of Ramadan, but we don't have to fast. It's not an obligation.
Right. Okay. Another thing, obviously you say that, well, obviously I've heard from a few different people about like you do like activity days for the kids outside and you do like bouncy castles and stuff like that.
Yeah, so look, this is like a homeschooling thing, and it's like, you know, you in schools out there in the public schools, like I went to school, I'm guessing you went to school.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
When we went to school, they would do like little activities and stuff for the school kids, right? They didn't include homeschool kids. They're not allowed to go to those events, right? So in schools, they get to go on trips. They get to, go to visit a church or a mosque, or they get to learn about local areas and things, right? They do all these sort of things and walks into the park, right? But we homeschool our kids. Everybody knows this for some reason. I don't know why or how, but they all are saying, oh, they homeschool their kids. There must be something sinister going on. No, we're legally allowed to homeschool our kids. There's nothing wrong with it. But when we want to give our kids an experience that the schools are giving to your children, and we're entitled to do that. So we will give them like a very educational thing. We'll get like a woman who's like a science teacher. She'll come out and start doing experiments with all these things. Maybe I don't know if you've seen on our Facebook page that there we had an event where we had dinosaurs and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like we do have these kind of things, and it's for the kids. It's for their education, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it's for. So what you're seeing is you're seeing all these events, but actually it's an internal thing for the home education stuff.
Well, yeah, because obviously, like, I've been told that you follow the same curriculum we do in public schools and stuff.
Look, that's that is actually an assumption, and I don't know if it's a correct assumption or if it's a false assumption, because I myself do not get involved in the children. I do not get involved in what they're doing. What I know is that the parents educate the children, and from time to time, Abdullah Hashim likes to treat them. Our leader likes to treat them with a trip. Yeah. For example, he took us to Liverpool Museum. He took us all to Liverpool Museum. That was amazing. We went and looked at all the historic stuff and all the artifacts, and the kids absolutely loved it. Right?
Yeah.
You know, so like we do stuff like that. We go on trips, and he treats us to these things. He doesn't have to, but he does. He wants to help out. So he takes us on a trip, or he will bring some people and say, let's do something big for the kids. Let's do all these activities for them. It'll be amazing. Like, for example, in Christmas, you know, we had a fun fair come to our ground for our community here. Right? We had a fun fair come, and they came, and we had ice cream and we had hot drinks, and we had it was amazing. It was like a proper little mini Christmas fair within our own little community, because that's how we want to live. And you guys have all your fairs and everything outside, and you can go to those as much as you want. But we do this because we want to treat the kids. Everything has always been for the kids. We even had one of our believers dress up as Santa Claus. Like, he came in with this big, massive Santa Claus outfit, and the kids loved it. You know, so we are giving the kids experiences. They're not like separated from all the things that you guys are doing. We're doing the same thing.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Obviously, like, I was just curious because obviously I've seen things on Facebook like with the dinosaurs. And
do you know something else? Listen to this. Like, you know how like Muslims have a thing against pigs and things, right?
Yeah.
You know the theatre we have a theatre in Crewe Town Centre.
Yeah.
Like, Abdullah Hashim, do you know what he did? It was absolutely amazing, because I got to take my kids, and my kids absolutely loved it. He took us to see the Peppa Pig thing that they did. That they had the big massive costumes of Peppa Pig, and they got to see the baby and the doctor and the dad and all that. So it was amazing. And then afterwards, when we came out, he'd bought all the kids these big massive Peppa Pig balloons, and the kids absolutely loved it. So we do so much for the kids, you know?
Yeah, of course,
It's all for the kids. Everything's for the kids. It was a great experience. We had a great experience outside there. You know, people could see that we were a community going to the thing, and the people who were there too, they didn't mind that we were there, you know. So we do go out and about. It's just like people who haven't heard about us before, they're listening to the noise. Oh, they don't do this, they're behind closed gates. It's not true. It's not true. We do go out and stuff.
No, it's not true. But like, because obviously I've seen a few of yous out and about like in the past.
But listen to this. Our kids had dinosaurs, and they had this whole event. As a child, did you get anything like that? Like massive dinosaurs and stuff? Like, our kids are getting things that we never got as children. We want them to have a better life than we did. That's how much we love our children and we love our kids. We want to make sure they have a life that we didn't get. We didn't get to have all those things. That is the nature of our father, Abdullah Hashim. He wants them to succeed, and he wants them to remain pure, and he doesn't want them to be corrupted with all this sickening behavior. He doesn't want them to be exposed by all of this traumatic stuff that can really do damage to children, to their growing up. Like, we're protecting the children, and the people don't realize that. So what they're doing is actually contradictory to their message. Our actions have demonstrated we do put the children first. Do you know what I mean? We went to Crewe Park to have a nice day on our day of Sabbath. We went to Victoria Park as a family, and all the people saw. We went there, we played on the swings, we walked around the park, we looked at the ducks, we fed the ducks. We went to the ice cream shop, and we bought out the ice cream, and we gave it to everybody. It was amazing. Like, we have stays out, we do so much stuff. It's an opportunity for us to come together. It's an opportunity for the people out there to say, oh, look, they are out. Let me go and speak to one of them. And you know what? I with my family, we were walking around the park, right? And I was engaging with the locals. I was talking to the people who had cameras, taking pictures of the birds, and they were asking me, what's going on here then? I goes, look, we're one big family. We're just out having a day out in the park. It's lovely weather. I hope you have a lovely day. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. And they was like talking to us, and like, it was nice. It was nice. And you know, people think that we don't engage, but we do. It's just that we're like, you might have a family of 10 people. And when you go around and about, people say, oh, you got a big family. We have a really big family. We have a really big family.
Of course,
and we shouldn't be penalised for loving each other and wanting to be with each other and caring for each other. We shouldn't be penalised for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't understand where this whole the kids aren't allowed outside has come from, because they clearly are. They are allowed out. They're allowed to do what they want. But at the end of the day, let's be honest, I don't have kids, but you are not going to let a kid out your sight under the age of a certain age. Like, it could be 5, it could be 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You'll trust them with another adult, but you're not going to let that kid out of an adult's sight under a certain age.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, look at this, yeah? I just want to go back to the park thing. We went to the park. We were ready to engage with whoever wanted to engage, okay? Whoever wanted to chat to us and get to know us, right? Because, you know, like, me as a British citizen growing up, if I go to the park with my kids, or with my mum and dad, like, we would get to know some of the people, you know, just
of course, that's how you make friends.
That's how you make friends, yeah. Like, we wanted to do the thing, so we were prepared to chat to people, but for some reason they decided to walk away from us, and I don't know reason why, and I don't know why they feel the way they do, but we didn't give them any reasons to think that we were unapproachable. You know, anyone can come to us and speak to us, and it has been the case when I'm with my family or I'm out about. I go shopping with my wife and my little one, right? And when we're shopping, do you know how many friends I've made from the locals here? Which is why I love the people of Crewe, because I've made so many friends with people who I wouldn't have normally met. And we speak, and now we see each other and we acknowledge each other, and we have a good long chat in the middle of an aisle. Like, we're in the bread aisle and we're just chatting about, how was your weekend? Oh, have you heard about this? And, you know, we get chatting.
Yeah.
That's who we are. We are human beings. We're regular people just like you.
It's literally how you make friends, by talking to people outside of the world. Question I do have is, obviously, you've got this whole, like, museum thing that you're building. Will that eventually be open to the public, or will it be, like, something you have to, like have a booking to see sort of thing?
So, when you go to a museum in London, do you have to book in? Sometimes you have to get tickets and sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Okay. So look, this is something which I don't think we've even decided yet. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So I can't answer it because it's still under construction.
Yeah.
Right? So that typically means that we're still kind of building it and processing it. But the plan is to open when we've finished. Okay, the plan is to open when we're finished. So it's just about being, you know, and it's not going to be like open 7 days a week. It's going to be open on specific days, and it's going to be open to the public on specific days.
Yeah, of course.
And we will announce that. We will announce it. We will make an announcement, you know. But, you know, on some days, we do get a lot of visitors that come from all over the world to come and see this amazing historic building in Crewe.
Yeah, of course,
and they say that it's beautiful and it's amazing, and they think that the town of Crewe is amazing and it's really good, and they think that this is absolutely beautiful, like what we're doing here, you know. So there are people around the world who we've been given Crewe and the area a really good name because of what we're doing in this building.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know, it's kind of counterproductive what's going on outside, because it's showing kind of the opposite thing, and we didn't want that. We never wanted that to happen, which is why I was trying to encourage like peaceful protesting so they can see that we're reasonable people around here, you know.
Yeah, of course,
look, it will be open on to the public on specific days. You know, we do have guests that come from all over, including like MPs and councillors and stuff like that. They do come and they do have a drink of coffee in the coffee shop, for example. You know, so like, you know, they do come and they enjoy it and they say it's absolutely beautiful what we've been doing. That's feedback from your local leaders, your MPs and your elected officials. Like, this is what they say. So at the end of the day, you know, it's one of those things. We just have to kind of wait. It is under construction, but the longer this goes on, the longer that's going to take, you know.
Yeah, of course, sure.
You know, we do want to open our arms to the people, but they have to just kind of be a little bit more patient. We're getting there, you know. Yeah.
My final question.
Okay.
Unless I decide to, like, my brain decides to work overtime and I come up with any more. I can't remember his name, but the security guard that you have. I think it's the guy with the bun. I'm not 100% sure.
Sermad, the man bun.
Yes.
Yeah, he's very quickly becoming like a public figure around Crewe, isn't he? Like they're calling him Man Bun.
But I was aware, because obviously I was in college at the time.
Yeah.
He was the security guard at South Cheshire College.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Well, he was, because I recognised his face.
I'm just saying I didn't know that.
Of course not, yeah.
I'm not saying you're lying, and I don't think you would deny it if it is the case. I'm just saying I didn't know that, so yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he was, as far as I'm aware, he was a security guard at South Cheshire College, and it was around 23, 24. Around that time, he literally just disappeared off the face of the earth. No one knew where he went. He didn't say he was leaving. He didn't say anything like that. No one's seen him since. And then all of a sudden, we just see him here.
Okay, you know so, I mean? Like, the reason why I'm thinking that's a little strange is because actually Sermad's from Scotland.
Right.
Right, so he's actually Scottish, born and bred and lived there for a very long time. So, like, you're saying that you think it's him. Okay, people can look like each other. You could mistaken the identity. It could be possible. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I don't, like, I like, that's something that Sermad's going to have to answer.
Yeah,
right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you've mentioned it to me. This is new to me. I never knew this. But what I knew is that he's from Scotland, right? So, like, I'll just kind of take it from there, you know? So,
But, like, obviously, it's just a bit...
There wasn't a question. There wasn't a question.
Fred.
There wasn't
a
question.
Fred. Do you, like... Are you aware of...
Do you know that there are kids asking for more ice cream?
Is there?
They're saying, send us more ice cream. Like, they want ice cream. The people who are protesting, do you know what? I think, like, I'm not saying that we weren't sending it out there just for the kids. We were sending it for everybody. It was there for everybody, okay? Even passers-by could have stopped and got an ice cream. No problem, all right?
Yeah.
So look, they are calling, like, people are actually in the comments, they are asking for the things that we have been giving to them. And it's not because we're trying to bribe them or try to win them over with money. No, it's not. It's just that you don't know us. We're kind people.
Yeah.
Right? People come to the gates and we do give them food. Like, if they've come to, like, we have done this in the past. It's in the footage and videos and stuff. We have given them food because they might get hungry and stuff. We do this, you know? So, like, we are genuinely, like, kind and warm individuals, but I think that we're just being portrayed as very the opposite. And you've got to understand as well, it's a very like aggressive situation that's going on. So naturally, the people who are on the front line are going to be tense because look, they have families, they're married, they may have children, they want to go home safe, and their children not to be worried about them and see them with scars on the back of their head because someone threw a brick at them, or look at them being traumatized with PTSD because of the aggression that's come. This is not fair. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so we are human beings. We're not robots.
Yeah, I'm an atheist, and I will put that out there. I don't believe in God, but I have a lot of respect for those who do.
Yeah.
And obviously that's a bit different for obviously a few people. Like, some people won't have respect for it. Some people hate other religions and stuff. And I'm just like, why? They're not affecting your life.
Yeah.
So just leave it alone.
So look, I'm just going to like say just a quick one, right? So look, I want everybody out there to be vigilant because we are receiving a significant amount of arson threats. So we ask you all to be very, very careful because we don't want you to get hurt. But we do ask that if you see that we're under attack like that, if you've got an ounce of decency inside you, at least like if you see the attacks like last night happening or worse, then please like be humane and call the authorities so they can come and help.
Exactly.
The risk here is very real, and every protest that's been happening has been getting worse and worse. So I ask everyone to be vigilant. If you do see any attacks happening, please call the local authorities so they can come and put out the situation or deflate or de-escalate the situation at least, or at least send an ambulance that can help people who have been injured. Okay, I don't want any look, this is a beautiful historic building that we're in. We don't want you guys to be trashing it. I mean, because it's going against you by doing that, you know, just like, is that fair to say? Like, if you see something happening, just call the authorities.
Yeah, exactly. That is very fair to say. Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, if you want your point across, violence isn't the answer, because I'm not being funny. BBC won't, put violence on TV. ITV won't do it. So if you're doing it, it's not going to get televised. It's not going to get seen. It's not going to get heard. So if you're doing it, it's not going to get televised. It's not going to get seen. It's not going to get heard. You know what I
about that.
mean? It's all right. I was just hearing myself. It freaked me out for a minute.
Caitlin, do you have any other questions?
No, but I may come up with some further down the line.
And you're more than welcome to come back. I'll put you up. I gave you the platform. Yeah. You can come up later whenever you want, okay? Just I'll see you there and I'll bring you up. When I see you there, I know you got a question, okay? Thank you for being very respectful, Caitlin.
It's all right, no problem.
And thank you for the advice you've given to the public. And I really appreciate that.
Genuinely, I'm just going to say it one more time. Please stop the violence. It's not needed. It's genuinely, like, they are just allegations. There's no need to be volatile or anything.
Yeah.
And you won't see Sky News or BBC or anything down there because of the volatile actions. They don't put it on TV. It won't happen. So if you're doing a peaceful protest, it's more likely to get televised.
Thank you very much, Caitlin.
No problem. Have a good day.
And you too. All the best.
Bye.
Welcome to the live, Soph. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much for asking.
I just wanted to say I'm really sorry to hear about all these protests and stuff, and it must be really difficult for everyone.
Thank you very much for those words. Like you don't know how much that means to us. You really don't.
Yeah, I think the protests are getting out of control at the moment, and I don't think it's fair on you guys. I think everyone's just being really nasty.
Yeah.
And it's just not fair.
Do these people represent you, the or the population of Crewe, or like the Greater Britain?
I think so, but I don't know. I just think they're really nasty. I think they're racist. It's just not nice. And I saw the protest last night.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't go to them because I think it's just horrible.
Yeah. I mean, look, the whole thing in the news about a certain somebody who got exposed, and then when he got exposed, he exposed all the MPs and royal family members. You know the situation I'm talking about, with the millions of pages of proof and evidence that they have, right? And how they silenced that and how they removed that. Where was this level of protest against those people who were involved in actual and has been proven? Where is all that? Where is this level of attack against them? We have had no charges pressed in relation to those allegations against a single person here.
Yeah.
Right? And look at the outrage that has been caused. With no proof, no evidence, nothing has come to light yet. The police have not made a statement about anything to do with the evidence. So no one's been charged. And yet, this is disproportionate. Where was this level, if they really cared about the kids? Because in that big situation that hit the worldwide news, it went across royal families and governments all over the world were involved in that level of disgusting abuse of women and children, right?
Yeah.
Where was this level of thing for that? If you truly cared about the kids, you would understand that this involved certain governmental organizations as well, which are currently out there right now operating. Where is your protest against them? I'm not saying that they should do that. What I'm saying is that how can you say you're looking out for the kids, right? And you're trying to protect this, that, and the other, and you're scared for your kids when you don't do this level of protest for people who have proof against them. You're doing it against people who have no charges and are completely innocent right now, right? We're innocent until proven guilty, according to this country.
Exactly.
Right?
I just think that people need to back off a bit, because there's a lot of allegations that are being thrown against you all.
Yeah.
And as you've said, you're not guilty until proven so. So
yeah,
I think they just need to leave you alone. And I'm not being funny. This is your home.
Yes, it is. And we're British. Do you know, that's what we've been saying for a while now. The majority of us here are British citizens.
Yeah.
There are people who believe in our faith and they live around the UK. There are people who live across the world. We're scattered everywhere. Just like Islam, just like Christianity, just like Judaism, just like people who are atheists and they don't believe in anything. They're scattered everywhere. We're the same. We're no different. But the difference is that like the majority of us here are British citizens. You're attacking people who are born in this country, who have been inoculated by doctors and nurses as children, who went to public schools and know the same school teachers that you do, who speak the same language as you, who did maths, English and science and GCSEs, who have gone to college, who have contributed, who have paid taxes, who have laughed together, cried together, suffered together, had to endure pandemics together. We are the same people.
Yeah.
We are not different from you. But you're attacking people, assuming that we are a group of people that we are not. That's why education is so important. Thomas Thomas, our security guard, he was attacked with a brick. He's a veteran, for goodness sake. He's someone who served in the armed forces for 15 years. He did several tours, including Afghanistan. And then he didn't deserve to be hit by some little hood rat. And I'm going to call him a hood rat for doing that. He threw a brick at his head and he cut him open. He has more right to live in this country than that individual who threw that brick, because he earned his right to be here. He earned his right to be here. He served for Queen and country, right?
Yeah. Is this what happened last night?
Yes. And then do you know what's worse? Yeah. Do you know what's worse? An ambulance was there, and then the people outside were recording while he's in the ambulance saying, "Let him die." I couldn't believe this.
That's disgusting.
It's on video. I have the video. It was sent to me. I swear. Let me see if I can find it. It's on my TikTok. It's on my TikTok. I don't even know if I can show that on live without getting banned.
You might get bananaed.
Right? But the thing is,
I
was sent a video by somebody who was out there watching the protest, and he goes, "I can't believe this," and he sent me the video. And on that video, it says, "Let him die." Like,
what the hell?
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And he's a British veteran. He has more right than most of those people there to be here. That's crazy. You see how they treat the people who have contributed to ensuring their right to live and live in peace has been protected. He's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
It's absolutely disgusting.
I think it's disgusting that people were like actually filming inside the ambulance as well.
You know what's more disgusting? This is more disgusting. The people out there were saying, "I hope the brick was okay."
Really?
Can you imagine? They threw a brick and they said, "I hope the brick was okay." To you, does that sound, it sounds funny to some of you, but does that sound like a good thing to do? That you're putting a brick before the life of a human being who served in your armed forces for 15 years. Probably longer. He's served in the armed forces longer than half of them out there in their age.
I know. It's sickening. The police should be...
We said the ambulance was coming, right?
Yeah.
And they weren't clearing the way. They blocked everything off. They weren't allowing the road to be clear. They weren't clearing the area. And I even went on live and I said, "Please clear the road, let the emergency services come through," and they were not letting them through. Does that sound like civilized people to you?
No. No, absolutely not. I don't agree with anything that they're doing to you guys at the moment. I think it's disgusting.
Do you know that Thomas is not even a part of any of those allegations? He's not a part of any of the charges that are being raised against us, against any of the allegations that have been made. He's not a part of any of it. Did you know that? He's just a believer in this call who wants to ensure that our perimeter is protected and the people inside are safe. So it's not fair that the people who are standing there to ensure that we're protected when we didn't do nothing wrong, when we're innocent, right? That we they get attacked.
Yeah. Have the police arrested the guy who hurt your friend?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to comment on what the police. I don't want to comment on what the police should and shouldn't do. You know, because look, we're under investigation, okay, and I don't want to say anything that's going to give them any any ammunition against us, right? Because even anything I say, they'll probably use it against us. You know, so I have to be careful because we are people who obey the law. We are not people who disobey the law. Like I said, the people who are in this religion, who are based in Crewe and around the UK, we don't get arrested for crimes. You don't see it. We don't do that. We obey the law because our leader told us, you must obey the law of the land. Otherwise, you are disobeying me. He's saying that. So we don't want to disobey him because he's our leader. He's the viceroy of God, and disobeying him is disobeying God. That's our belief, you know? We all know that we want the police to do what they are doing. They're doing everything in the legal manner, in the lawful manner, and they're doing it as fast as they can and in the best way that they can, right? We know this is all going to be over soon. We can't wait for it to be over. But already, right now, even though they're protesting outside, we're just trying to get on with our lives. We just want this to be out of the way so we can carry on. That's how peaceful we are.
I know someone said to me yesterday, but I don't know if it's true. Is it true a washing machine was thrown or something?
Yeah. So look, they broke our fences, right, round the sides. That's criminal damage. Okay.
Yeah.
They broke private property. They broke our fences. They were lighting fires in those areas, right?
Yeah, I saw
Bushes
some
of
the
other
videos,
neighbours
yeah.
fire. Apparently, according to Harry, that came on earlier on, the good man, he said that he'd saw that a bush was lit on fire and it kind of
Yeah.
moved into our vicinity. Whether or not it's true, but I can like, you know, I've got a picture if you want to see. But this is what they did. They were chucking rubbish. Have a look at this.
Okay.
Look, this is the rubbish they were throwing into our. They were throwing it over. We've put it in a neat pile, but they were throwing all this sort of stuff into our
Wow.
thing. Like what the actual wrong? What is wrong with people? Does that sound like regular protest behaviour?
No.
Like, who comes to a protest with a washing machine? Flipping hell.
How the hell, like, how did they throw a washing machine? Did it take, like, pick a few people?
You know, there probably were people there with what's it called, with cameras on their own
Yeah.
footage. Look, I didn't see. All I know is that we have a washing machine. Thanks for the gift, ladies and gentlemen. We could probably fix it and use it. You probably didn't have the intelligence to do that, right? But at the end of the day, look, you've given us something, no problem. You know, there's probably some metal in there. We can probably go and get some money from it. You know what I mean? Like, you know how you get people who go around collecting scrap metal? This is one of the things that they'll collect. Right. So look, we always see the good in bad situations, but at the same time, it's not acceptable that people are throwing stuff over into our private property and setting fire to, this is unreasonable, uncivilized behavior. The world looks at Britain as a civilized society, and the way that this is carrying on, this is uncivilized behavior.
Yeah. Someone called Mandy says invite her to the box.
I'm gonna put up. There's a lot of people who have asked me to bring them up, so I'm gonna bring them up like in my own time. Thank you. I do appreciate you trying to help though.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions, Soph?
No, I just hope everyone's okay and hopefully the protests, you know, stop being violent.
Yeah, I mean, did you want to see that? Like, I don't know if you guys saw it, right? But there was a fire that happened as well, right? Right. So have a look here. I'll show you. Right?
Okay.
So this is the fire that they set yesterday. All right. If you see there was a fire there. Can you see the
Yeah.
fire? Right outside our front there. They lit the fire. They're just standing there. There's no police, nobody around to try and stop it or put it out. But I have heard that the police did put it out. But look, it's behind the fence. Can you see? It's behind the fence. Right?
Yeah, I can see
and they've set
that.
the fire. They're literally. They say that they love this building and they care about this building and it's a historic building in Crewe. And there you have it. They set fire to it. They set fire to a building that they claim they love. I can only imagine what they
Yeah.
must get up to with their families at home if they're doing this, the things that they claim that they love. It's ridiculous. Don't say that you love a building and you love something and it's a heritage this and all that. They say that
No.
this
It's
building is their
disrespectful.
heritage. That fence was our heritage. They're burning it.
I know.
They set it on fire. They said this
not
fence
fair.
is our heritage. Do you know that's what the protesters were saying? This fence is our heritage. And then they go and set it on fire.
Well, clearly it isn't their heritage.
No, it
if
isn't.
they're doing that.
It's not. They're trying to justify their stupidity, actually. They're trying to justify the fact that they're doing things. They're trying to justify this behavior. It's unacceptable. At all levels of society, this should be condemned. It should be condemned. This is not how you should carry out a protest. This is not how you should conduct in the public area, in the public vicinity. Now, meanwhile, we have a situation where we've been raided and that they have come in suited and booted, and we are trying to protect our leader from getting hurt.
Yeah.
And we get done for obstruction. Okay, we're being charged with obstruction. Meanwhile, there are public disorder offences. There are criminal damage being happening, and they are not doing anything about it. They're just kind of making sure that no one's getting hurt in the process. It's just a bit of land.
Yeah.
Where are the arrests? Where are the convictions? Where are the prosecutions? There were arrests made because there were some people antagonising the situation.
Yeah.
But we have to understand that we have to be very careful about what we say about the police, because they have an investigation to do. And at the same time, they're treating us differently. We have to be very careful. They're not being very fair. They treated us in a certain way and they're treating them in a different manner. You guys are the ones saying two-tier police, two-tier care. It's not us. I mean,
Okay.
I keep looking at this fire and it's just ridiculous, you know? You know, like, the people are complaining about the fact that we had a parade. The parade is one of our, it's our Festival of the Will. It's our Christmas. You know, it's our 1 year anniversary. This is what we choose to do. It's what we choose to believe. The people saw the march. The people saw the march, but what they didn't see is that afterwards we had a cracking, smashing meal. We had drinks, we had meal, we had fun, we had laughter, we had music. We had a fun time. The kids loved it, the adults loved it, the parents loved it. You know, everybody loved it. And we have programs for the community on that day. We have it every single year. Like what you have in community centres and stuff. You know, you have people in community centres, they say, okay, come on, we're celebrating Halloween and stuff. And then they do all these kind of things. And there's all sorts of programs. And we do the same thing. What's so wrong with this?
Exactly. Well,
You know, after we had our festivals and stuff, the next day, they're calling us a terrorist camp.
you know,
It just doesn't fit, does it? It doesn't sit.
I'm gonna come off now.
Sophie, I'm
but
really sorry for like kind of cutting you off and talking.
It's
over you,
okay.
but like, I do want to say my piece, and you came up here, and I really appreciate all the support. Look, you're welcome to come up anytime you want. All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless you.
Thank you. You
All
too.
right.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
NASA, I've sent you a few DMs of a few dodgy comments in it with profiles and stuff, so have a look at them when you get a minute.
Thank you very much for doing that, Liam. I appreciate it. Sorry I didn't get to get to speak to you. Like, you're here now. Like, how's it going?
So that's alright, I've just been at mine and I got my mum to come pick me up. We've been getting about with a power banking and that, so the live don't cut off and my phone die and that.
Yeah, no, I hear. Mate, listen, I'm loving the display picture. I see that you're wearing a beanie.
Yeah, I just had to make a point in it that not everybody who wears a beanie has to be following your religion. Everyone can wear a beanie and it's a choice that everyone makes, isn't it?
Yeah, no, fair play to you. Like, I'm just gonna, like, yeah, that's let me just put, I'm gonna do this. Hang on, I don't know how to do it. Let me do this. Look, you can see, look there. There's Liam. Look, he's wearing a beanie. Awesome. And I guess you're wearing that in solidarity, but also to prove your point that not everyone who wears a beanie is like a bad person.
Yeah,
right?
it's a solidarity thing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I was going to get ChatGPT to put the Armani Religions background behind me, but just didn't feel like I had the presence and the rights to do that in it as I'm not a follower of the religion.
No, I understand, man. I understand. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for doing that, man. Like that, like fair play to you, man. And you have the right to do what you want, and no one should penalise you.
I've got one, mate. He's just shown you my beanie. You know what? Yeah, I can sew my own patches on. Don't worry about that. I'm not spending more money. Don't worry. I got the beanie. I'll get the patch and I'll sew it myself.
You lose your argument when you keep talking about a hat.
Yeah, you're losing your argument when you're arguing about a hat, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with any of what's gone on. It's just a bloody hat.
Yeah. Yeah. So Liam's a guest on the live.
Liam is after his Blue Peter badge.
Yeah.
Got loads, man. You know what I mean? And actually, I'm not. If you look online right now, there's a YouTube video up, and it's off Jermaine Unfiltered, and you see me. I'm there. I'm on the video. I'm angry. I'm shouting at them, just like everybody else. Difference is, I've took time to think about what I've done, listen to somebody else, and change my mind.
Yeah. I mean, like, Liam, like, could you tell the people what you think about the situation and what you've seen from us and what you've seen from the protesters?
It's clear there's violence from the protesters and there's no violence at all. Muslims commit terrorist atrocities. Christians commit terrorist atrocities. This religion doesn't commit any mass atrocities, but are being hated on more than any other religion.
Yeah.
Just berate him, and he keeps his
That's a very, very good point.
People will come on and they'll shout at Nasser, scream at him, disrespect him, and he always stays calm. Always. Whereas all of you in the comments, you are all just screaming and shouting. And you can put comments like, been radicalised. I'm a Christian. I will always be a Christian. I'm not practicing, but that's my religion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Fair play, mate.
The fact that you're setting a building on that you say you fucking love on fire is disgraceful. The fact that you're saying that it was given to the people of Crewe, basic research will tell you no, it wasn't. It was given as an orphanage to the railways, and the railways were able to do what they wanted with it. They then sold it to the NHS. Yeah. It's not a building owned by the people of Crewe. It's a building owned by a private entity. And always has been. It went from Mr. Webb to the London Railway, then to British Rail, then to the NHS. All private entities.
I'm looking after the building.
I know, yeah, and I've walked around Crewe, and I'm from Manchester, and I've seen some of the state of some of your houses that you have left them in. They are restoring and keeping intact a grade listed building. Do you know how much expense that is? Yous won't even cut your fucking grass. Do you know what I mean? They've got a football pitch, fire pit to chill at, a nice house, and yous are all telling them, oh, yous are doing something wrong. Local records will show you when it was bought by the Ahmadi religion, it was in a massive state of disrepair.
Yeah.
Buildings aren't, even just your normal house, your 2-bed house on a normal street isn't cheap to refurb. It goes into ridiculous money when you're refurbing grade listed buildings.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like a lot of people were asking the question, like, why Crew? And like, there was no particular reason, but you know, it's a beautiful building, and we saw its potential, and you know, it was one of those things that it kind of matched our budget, and you know, it was like I said, the area seemed like a nice area. It wasn't because like of any other particular reason. It was just because we liked the building. We thought it was beautiful. It would serve a very good purpose, and we found that it was fitting. Kind of like when anyone wants to go and buy a house, it was the same sort of thing. There's no specific reason, right? So I just wanted to just let people know that that was kind of the situation with it. But yeah, the area is nice. The people are good. The people are good, genuinely. Like people like Liam and people like all the others that have been coming onto the live who are from Crew or the surrounding areas. Like they're good people, you know. And it's amazing that like that you've really like shown the true people of Britain. You're representing them really well, you know.
Yeah. I keep on laughing at that Womp Womps comment. The fact that you comment with Womp Womp as your name and then not even a picture of yourself. Grow up. Just grow up in it. Anything I've said with a picture of my face and my actual name. Do you know what I mean? All you use is just hiding behind screens. It's laughable at this point.
Yeah, so welcome to the live, Iceman.
Yeah, right. One thing I want to say now, yeah, is earlier on you were saying that the ambulance was stopped. The ambulance was not stopped. The police even came on the lives and was stating that ambulance was not stopped. So you want people to believe you, but you're coming out of crap like that?
Well, we have video footage. Were you there?
No, I was watching it live as
Okay,
well.
there you go then. Yeah, but there's several people in different places, right?
But you could see the ambulance was not being held back.
That's your opinion, and it's one that's not based on evidence. Mine is based on evidence, and it is what it is.
But the police even stated the ambulance was not held back.
The police can say what they want to say. The police have said a lot of things. The police have accused us and come in and maybe realizing now that maybe it was a bit excessive. It doesn't necessarily mean because the police said it that they're right. They've said a lot of wrong things. There's been a lot of things that have happened that are not quite correct. But it is what it is. We're gonna have to wait for the. So the reality of the situation is that you've heard something. I've seen something. There's a difference there.
I was watching on 3 different phones. Yeah, different people. I could see the ambulance pulled over. It was not stopped by anyone. Yeah, and so then
the ambulance was in the road like this. There were protesters in the road. The ambulance was like this. There were protesters in the road saying, "Let him die." The ambulance wasn't going anywhere, mate.
Nah.
Yeah, nah. That's fine. You have that opinion, mate. I have the footage. I can't show it on here, but I have it. It wasn't even me, mate. Iceman, do you know where it came from? Iceman, do you know where it came from? It didn't come from me. It came from a protester. He sent it to me. It came from one person out there. It came from a person who was there.
Can see.
Like, what do you want me to do, mate? It came from a protester.
No,
he sent me the footage, and it's part of a bigger video. It's part of a bigger video, mate. So the reality is, I have evidence, and you just have hearsay, and you saw some things on TikTok, right? But I actually had the evidence. I've seen it. So it is what it is. If you don't want to accept it, mate, it's up to you. It's your prerogative, mate. If you don't want to accept it, no problem, mate. I've got no problem with that. But at the end of the day, we know what we know. We have our evidence. You've seen what you've seen. But I've seen what I've seen too, and I wanted to put it on here. But the fact of what they're saying in the video, I can't because I don't want to risk my life getting banned.
Right, as you just stated to me, you got evidence there. Right, we were watching the lives. Yeah, we could see the police stated, yeah, that the ambulance was not stopped. Okay, but you're on here, right, saying hearsay, this and that. Okay,
we said, look, Iceman, is this the first time you're coming into my live?
I've been in your life a few times.
Okay, so yesterday I said to everybody, please can you clear the road because the ambulance is going to come through soon. The road became filled. What do you want me to do, mate? I said clear the road. They did the opposite. I said clear the road. Then a protester sent me that an ambulance is trying to come through and it was blocked. And he sent me footage. And in the footage, they're saying, let him die. They're not letting it through. Let him die. A veteran, a person who has served in the armed forces for 15 years, who didn't need a brick to be thrown in his head. They're saying this. So they're blocking it. They're saying from their mouths, let him die. This is what they're doing. And he's there waiting for the ambulance. So we have footage, we have proof, we have evidence. If you don't want to accept it, that's your business, mate. I can't force you to believe what I'm saying, and we never would. But I didn't ask for them to send me that footage. They sent me that footage. I didn't ask them to. It's from a protester. They don't even agree with us. But he's saying, look, there's a guy who someone's thrown a brick at his head. I want the ambulance to go to him, but they're blocking it. And he showed me the proof. So for you to sit there and say to me, I was watching 3 live streams, the police said this. I don't care what the police said. The police are doing an investigation. I care about the proof that I've seen. That's enough.
As I said, I seen the lives last night.
Well, good for you, mate. Good for you.
The ambulance parked up. Yeah. Then the police made sure the gateway was cleared. The ambulance came in.
Okay, cool. Great. Do you have any questions for me, by the way, Iceman?
Do you
have any questions for me, Iceman? Iceman, do you have any questions for me other than the ambulance situation, please?
Well, it's just your lies, mate. You know what I mean? It's like
my lies. Okay, can you tell me? Can you tell me what I've lied about, please?
Regarding this ambulance being blocked.
Okay. Have you got anything else?
I've got plenty, mate. But
okay, so look, I'm here for you to prove your case. Okay, I'm here for you to prove your case. So please, let's start. I want to get rid of all of these like, oh well, you've lied about this and that. So please, look, I'm here. I'm a face of the religion right now. I'm telling you right now, I'm a face of a religion. Talk to me. Tell me what I've lied about, and I'm ready. And I would like to see some evidence too, please.
Hold on, lied about this. Hold on. Attacked you, then you said
you said you have loads. I'm just waiting for it. Don't look into the comments.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm looking at the comments as well.
You're looking at the comments. You need to be reminded about what I've lied about. You said I've got loads, so you must have a lot in your head. So just clear it.
Mate, all I wanted to do is, you're on here trying to preach to everyone, right?
I'm not preaching.
Yes, you are, mate.
Okay, can you show me where I've preached? Tell me where I've preached.
Yeah.
People are asking me questions, genuine people, protesters and people from Crewe and people from the surrounding areas. They're coming up here to find out what's going on. They're asking me questions. I'm answering it. This is not always a religious answer. I'm not preaching. I'm not preaching as me standing here and trying to tell you about my religion. I'm not doing that. I'm standing here answering questions from people. That's not preaching, mate. That's a very different thing. You go to church to be preached at. So there's a man standing there. There's no questions. He just talks. That's preaching. I'm not preaching. I'm answering questions. So
Mr.
like
Manchester.
So let's go back to the original thing. You said there's a lot I've lied about. I want to clear this. I don't want you to think I'm a liar, mate. I want you to understand that I'm a normal guy. I tell the truth. So I want to know what you think I've lied about, and I want you to tell me what it is so I can explain. I can talk to you and clear up any misconceptions.
Hold on. Someone's just said something of interest there. Why is your leader not allowed a phone at anyone under 18?
Because he's obeying the laws of the land. Because they have said that these are the bail conditions. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean you're guilty because they've said these are the bail conditions.
It means you're innocent until proven guilty. You've not even been charged. It's the furthest point away from a court case.
People can sit in prison.
Then it can be. People can sit on prison on remand and still be found not guilty. That means that they've not done it wrong. Done nothing wrong. You can laugh at me, pal. I'm not part of religion, and I was at the protest and I've seen how violent and horrible you all are. That's why I had to step away.
And you have to understand that Liam was actually, he was there and he was shouting at us.
These videos he was part of the protest right now. Search
you're saying though, right, that you want to speak to people and everything. Mr. Manchester last night was trying to speak to you.
I'm not interested in speaking to somebody who has been propagating lies about us. I've watched his lives, and I would have entertained it if he hadn't been spreading misinformation, which is fueling this whole situation. That's the thing. I have to clear up the mess after him that he's made and Jojo has made. And I actually went out there saying, look, I don't think they're bad people, but I do think that they're trying to gain an advantage from this whole situation. Right, so this is that's their prerogative. No problem. They have the right to do what they want to do, but I have to clean up the mess that they're making, and that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm speaking to you guys, because it's not true what some of the things that he's been saying. So why would I sit there and waste my time entertaining Mr. Manchester when I have to go out there and try and clear up all these misconceptions that they have put about us that are not true? They know just as much about you know, mate, because the police aren't saying anything. The only people who know the truth and know our religion and know what we're about and what all the things are here is the people who are here. That's me. So they're going around hearing, oh, I heard this person say that and I heard this person say that. Since when do you listen to what everyone else says? Go to the source, speak to them. Mr. And now all of it, after 4 days, they want to speak to us now. After 4 days of the rubbish they've been spreading, they want to speak to us now. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to give you the platform so you can get more viewers and more followers. No.
Mr. Manchester... Yeah. At the end of the day, he wanted to speak to you. He wanted to try and clear things up.
Clear things up after he's been spreading lies. Very nice.
No,
Very
it's
nice.
what he's being told. At the end of the day, everyone's got
It's
their
not
own
what he's been told.
stuff.
Listen, he went round the side gate where the crucifix was. Do you know what he said? He said, this is where Abdullah Hashim stands. No one told him that. He goes, this is where Abdullah Hashim stands, and this is where he pretends to be Jesus. This is still under construction, mate. It's never been used. He's making stuff up, fueling hatred towards us. So don't tell me he's been telling that was he went there fresh and he said it every time he went there. And then he was like, oh look, they're digging up, they're gonna find bodies of aborted fetuses and all this sort of stuff. They found a dead cat, mate. They found a dead cat. He didn't report on that, did he? No, it doesn't benefit him. So why would I entertain a guy like Mr. Manchester who's going around spreading misinformation about people and causing more havoc? We're completely innocent. We are innocent, mate. This has happened to us in many different places, and we've always been proven innocent by the law and by the judicial system. And then we don't want to be persecuted, and we choose to leave. That's what we choose to do. But we're not doing that in this situation. We're not going to run in this situation. We're going to stay because we're innocent. We have nothing to hide. We've done nothing but goodness, and we've been targeted. People have seen an opportunity to increase their following, and that's fine if that's what they want to do. But if you're going to do it in the right way, mate. Do it with telling the truth. Say, look, Nas, you don't know me. I'm Mr. Manchester. I've been reporting on your thing. I haven't said anything against your religion. I want to know from you first what's going on. And I would have spoken to him. But instead, he chose to do everything first. 4 days later, after all the riots and all the abuse we've been facing, we've been quiet. Right? We haven't said a word. We haven't retaliated. And now he wants to speak to me? Why? Is his life dying all of a sudden? Is he suffering? Is it not as big as it was? He needs to get something that's going to make people come there. Because I guarantee you, if I go into his or Jojo's live, it's going to quadruple their views. Everybody is going to want to watch that conversation. I'm not going to entertain it because I'm not here to boost him up. I'm here to clear my leader's name because he is innocent. You guys, this is a TV show for you. This is our real life. We are real human beings born and bred in this country. We have a belief. We're entitled to believe and practice our beliefs as we want. But we're being persecuted by these people.
Right. All the time I've been watching this, I have noticed Mr. Manchester has more viewers in than you do.
I really don't care. I really don't care. People prefer destruction. People prefer destruction than love and peace. People actually naturally prefer destruction over love and peace. Anyone will go and see a movie about war and watch the news to see drums bopping instead of watching a baby being born or a marriage taking place. This is the reality of the world that we live in.
Can Mr. Manchester pull in 780 views just sat in his bedroom? No, he can't. The difference is he's sat talking, no violence, no drama. The only interesting thing about this chat and this live is the conversation about his religion. Whereas Mr. Manchester will go to multiple different places to earn his views. Whereas he's just sat in his house, nearly matching Mr. Manchester's views.
Well, what I'm trying to state here is if you go into Mr. Manchester's live, yeah, and answer the questions he's got to ask, a lot more people are going to be seeing the answers.
Yeah,
you want to get your answers out.
But would you join somebody's live who has stood outside your house for the past week trying to terrorise you and your family?
Also,
no, you wouldn't.
Ben, I'm away from my.
You tried.
No, Mr.
But did you or did you not try going to the gate to talk to people?
Me?
I went to the gate to tell them that, look, we understand that you might not, there's no food in the area and you might get a little bit peckish. We can't bring you like a McDonald's or anything like that. But what we have done is we've decided to gift you with an ice cream van, help yourself to whatever you want. And they did. But then the angry minority people in there started saying, no, don't get an ice cream. Why are you giving ice cream to And they already proved, they have already judged us as being guilty. This same sort of stuff happened with Jesus, mate, and with Joseph in the Bible. The same things happened. So we've done that as a gesture of goodwill, as a gift to the people of Crewe who are out there protesting. They're not able to get drinks. They're not able to get anything to eat. And the only thing we could think of to get them was an ice cream, right? So we went and paid for an ice cream van to give unlimited ice creams to whoever wanted it. And they took it. They did. They were taking it. They were happy. And we did that not for anything other than trying to defuse the situation a little bit. But there was only a couple of instigators who were shouting racist remarks, saying, we don't want to, and they were saying, get up, and they were saying all these very, very negative comments and racist remarks. People were going, and people were taking it. And while the people went to the van to try to give abuse to the ice cream van, who has innocent, he's nothing to do with it, right? Giving abuse to the ice cream van, who they're going there and asking for it. They're asking for the ice cream. They're taking it. They want it. Let them take it. When those guys went there, they were telling them, don't take the ice creams. Don't get ice cream from them. Don't give them any ice cream, mate, because we're going to do your van. Does that sound very civilized to you? No.
The thing is, as you're stating, you want to get your answers out there. You want your opinion out there. Mr. Manchester's inviting you into his live, yeah? Wanting you to give your answers out there, you know what I mean?
Listen, mate, do you know who's bigger than Mr. Manchester? BBC, Sky, ITV, all these news channels. I've had big influencers all over social media contacting me directly for press coverage, for news, for having interviews. And I'm not entertaining any of them. I'm not entertaining any of them. I'm up here to do it to you guys. I'm going to you directly. I don't want them to try and portray my story because I've seen what happens. They twist and manipulate it. I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to be up here talking from my own self on my own platform.
And what does Mr. Manchester do these lives for? Mr. Manchester does his lives to make money. Why is he going to allow someone to make money off him answering his questions and his story and his
Absolutely.
life? Why is somebody else allowed to make money off somebody else's story? They're not. Do you know what I mean? You have to sign paperwork.
He's going to make the money anyway. What I'm stating is, go in there, answer the questions.
What I'm saying is, would you allow somebody, would you join somebody's live? You're a law-abiding citizen. Don't talk with this Mr. Billy Big Bollocks, I'll go out and smash their head in shit. If 100 people are outside your house screaming and shouting at your family, you would not entertain joining their live. You would not. At the end of the day, they are being terrorised in their own homes. They are victims. Victims stay away from the perpetrators. That's the whole point. That's why bail conditions are in place right now, protecting whoever's supposed to be at risk. In these allegations, when allegations are made, the victim gets protected, and that happens in this case. Why is it different when they're accused of something to when the protesters are accused of something? And I say everything I say with chest. I'm walking around the street right now, I'm nipping into the shop right now, and I'm saying all this out loud in the street because it's ridiculous. You would not join somebody's life who was terrorising your family, and you know you wouldn't.
Listen. If he wants, Mr. Manchester can come to me. I'm not going to him. I'm not going to the people who've done what they've done. But if he wants, he can come here. I'm just letting you know.
That's the only way people are going to get answers.
Why won't Mr. Manchester join NASA's live? Because Mr. Manchester ain't going to make money off NASA's live. Mr. Manchester doesn't care about the community of crew. He cares about his pocket. Just like when he's running around Manchester and he's running around different cities, filming different people, he cares about lining his pocket. He doesn't care about the answers. He doesn't want to listen. He wants to make money.
Sorry, Iceman. Just I wanted to welcome Sylvia up onto the panel. Hello, Sylvia. Good afternoon. How are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm okay. I'm just annoyed of everything that's been going on with you and listening to everybody else what they say, and I've been on following you and everything. I just feel like what is there that you're going to do to help people to understand your religion more? Because I obviously know Quran and because I was married to Muslim, and I know Christianity because I'm Christian, but obviously your religion is different, and I don't know anything about your religion. So what is there? Obviously you've got a book and everything else, but
okay, so we've got a website as well, and we have two YouTube channels: the Ahmadi Religion of Peace and Light, which is our officially recognized religion. It's a recognized religion around the world. That's the name of our religion, and that's also the YouTube page. But we also have Abdullah Hashim's direct YouTube page. It's called The Mehdi Has Appeared. Okay,
I don't remember all them.
Yeah, but I'm saying that we have two YouTube channels where there are loads of videos and lots of literature that's being in spoken word, and lots of interviews, lots of discussions, academic discussions with professors, conferences. There are a whole load of things that is out there for people to hear about us and to learn about us. There is a lot of stuff out there.
So why do you think people don't want to learn about your religion?
I don't think that it's a case of people not wanting to learn about our religion. I think that people may have not heard about our religion, and the only time they're hearing about it is in this way right now, which is kind of like giving us giving the people this negative idea. The protest doesn't look very good. The news doesn't help with giving their own narratives and spins of narratives on it.
I've not met any of you, and I've only seen you lot and known about Webhouse since this protest has started. I didn't even know anything about you guys.
Yeah,
but I will say this: I have drove past a couple of times, and I have seen some of you go outside, and you've had those big dogs that look like wolves. And to me, I wouldn't approach you if you had those dogs because I would be scared.
Okay.
And obviously, I have.
So you're from Crewe, Sylvia?
I am from Crewe, yes.
Okay, so look, is it illegal to for a husband and a wife, for example, to go and walk the dogs?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Yeah, okay, but people in Crewe and people in the UK, they're dog lovers, and you get dogs of all shapes and sizes. The
Yes,
dog
I
breed
know.
is not illegal. The dog breed is not
I'm not
illegal.
saying that. I'm not
Okay,
saying
but
that.
what I'm
just
saying is that you wouldn't approach them, but they're not the only people walking around. And actually, typically, they go in the evenings to walk the
yeah,
dogs,
I've seen
right?
them.
But generally speaking, like we are around and we are about, and anyone could speak to us. We are approachable. And if you don't feel that you can speak to us in person, you're more than welcome to email us or contact us on social media. We are always on social media every single day on our official channel, the Ahmadi Religion of Peace and Light, the Arapul channel. You will see that there is someone up all day for at least 10 hours, and we change people. Like, we have other people that come up and decide they want to speak to the people for a change, and we get people up on the panel and we speak to them. We have different conversations. Some people come to learn about our religion, some people come from Islam to debate our religion, Christians come and debate our religion, and some Jews come and want to understand who we are and talk about our religion. So we do make ourselves accessible. But you not hearing about us or hearing about us for the first time through this is normal, because you're not the only person. There is a lot of people who are only hearing about us for the first time on social media in the last 4 days, and that's why we're up here in a few more numbers, because typically we have 1 or 2 people, but right now we have a lot more people now. We're up here talking to the public.
So what do you think what do you think you're going to do to help stop all this protest outside your house?
Well, we can't do anything because they have the right to protest. They have the right to protest. They have the right to freedom of speech. We don't want, hang on a second, Sylvia. We don't want to impede on their rights to do what they are legally entitled to do. The only thing we are waiting for, we're carrying on with our life. They're the ones out there doing that. They think it's stopping us. It's not doing anything to us. They are not actually causing us any harm. Okay, so they're just damaging the building. They're damaging this world. They're damaging this land. Okay, at the land at which they claim that they love, by the way, and it's heritage for them. And they're saying and they're causing a little bit of public disorder. But in the grand scheme of things, they're not causing any harm to us. We in the Ahmadi Religion of Peace and Light are just waiting for the police to conclude their investigation so that we can move on with our life, because we're all innocent.
Once they've done it and got you all free and then sorted out, I think people might just leave you alone. I think because of all this stuff that's been going on, people are making money from going on TikTok, standing outside. People are enjoying it because, like I said, they're making money from TikToks and everything else. And that's what it's about, I think, some of the videos that they're making. And I agree with that guy who was speaking before about people making money. I agree with that. So maybe we could you could try going outside talking to them, but I know you've had stuff chucked at you, I know that, but maybe there's something else you could do to just like get to the protest and talk to those people, especially the kids, because
look, Sylvia, okay, we have to be reasonable and rational now. Number one, with the state and the condition of the protests that's going on, it's very aggressive, it's very angry. We are a peaceful people. We don't want to do anything that's going to aggravate the situation or make the situation worse. The police are not going to allow us to communicate with them, okay? Because we don't, in a sense, like what you're saying, right? I would love to sit with them, have a cup of tea and a digestive biscuit and have a chat about everything and see, how can we move forward? But they're not in the right minds. The state's not in the right mind to have that kind of a conversation. It's going to have to take a little while before we can do anything of that. Now think about it, you want me to go and talk to them while they're throwing bricks at British veterans. They are causing criminal damage. They're setting our property on fire. They are throwing washing machines into our house, for God's sake. I mean, look, have you not seen the things that they've been doing? I mean, look, tell me about this, Look. Do you think it's fair that they do stuff like this? Throw these kind of things in there? Or what about, for example, let me just show you my face again, right? And what about, I'm sure you lot saw the footage earlier on, which I showed, where they were doing, setting fire to a building that they say they love so much. I mean, look, they set fire to it. Look, it's there. Look, you see it there? Look.
Yeah.
The fire. And that's just one. And look, the thing is, Sylvia, right? Every single day, it's got progressively worse. Do you know what I mean? And so, they're not in the right state of mind to talk to people in a civilized manner. It's getting worse out there, but not for us, for the public, the people, the neighbors. They're making their environment worse for themselves. They're not causing us any damage or any harm. They're harming their area. They're harming Crewe. This is what they're doing. They don't even realize it. We are a peaceful people who are just getting on with everything. The way that they are throwing stuff over is so dangerous. It's like, why would you do that? Like, what is the goal? We know this is going to be over soon, but the police need to do what they need to do, and they're going to do everything in the legal way, in the lawful way, and we understand that. We're just going to wait for them to finish what they're doing. Once they're done.
I understand why the parents are letting children go to the protest. It shouldn't be children that are doing all this damage, because it's not right. There
Yeah,
is
no, absolutely. But you know what? We love our neighbours. We love the neighbours across the street. Like, we have a neighbour across the street. She's always checked up on us. She's always made sure we're okay. She's so friendly. We love her to pieces. We want that relationship with all our neighbours. You know, we are not the enemy here. That they have been led into a trap, listening to the misinformation and noise that's spreading out there by some fundamentalist extremist groups in Islam. They exist on social media. They're targeting us. Their life mission is to try and ruin us. And they are part of the problem too. They've been spreading misinformation about us, and some of the people on social media are going to their lives and believing everything that they're saying. That's the crazy thing. Instead of people like you, Sylvia, coming here and asking me directly. Now look, people on bikes have been coming in, terrorizing us. Kids, balaclavaed up, throwing fireworks at us. You know, the neighbours checked up on us to make sure we're okay. That's what we want. We want good relationships with our neighbours. Do you know what I mean? And we're having to go through all this for a reason. They checked up on us because they care, but we also care about them. If we saw that they were under attack, we would go and help them. We wouldn't let them suffer. It would hurt us. We would be ashamed if any harm came to them.
I understand that. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's what it should be like. But kids just don't. They just do what they want to do, and kids do. Maybe because this YouTube is there, or maybe that they're just getting themselves on YouTube or Facebook or wherever it's social media. And I think that's what most of it. The kids just show off and just do what they want to do because they don't get. Did they get arrested for what they did?
To be honest with you, I was too busy on live to find out what was going on.
I was watching you all night last night. I was waiting for you to send me up, and I had a few questions for you, but today I haven't got the questions. I've had to sleep. But
look, Sylvia, I apologise for keeping you waiting so long. Okay. As you can understand, I'm sure when you request, you can see how many people are waiting. There's loads.
I kept going in and out, so yeah, I understand that. And also, obviously, people suffer with mental health, obviously, around Crewe. I suffer with mental health. So to me, if you approached me, I would be really scared because of what's happened to me in the past. Yeah. And you've got to understand that. And wearing beanies, obviously, I understand that's your crown and stuff like that. But to me, as a person, as a human, because you're a human as well, and I'm human, but you got to understand is what people with mental health would not want to get to know you, or because of how they are. I was petrified.
Sylvia, we don't want to force anyone to do anything. Yes, and we don't force anyone to do anything.
I'm not saying that you're bad people. Everybody
if a person wants to come and speak to us, we're not going to deny them, okay? And if a person doesn't want to speak to us, well, then we will never know about it. It doesn't really bother us, okay? So look, people will do what people will want to do. We're just going to carry on as we are. And if people come to us and say, look, I need help, or people say, I want to have a conversation, then we're going to do that. You understand?
Yeah, I understand that.
It's just like I'm literally just repeating how normal people behave, right? If somebody doesn't want to speak to someone, then that person's never going to know, right? So like this is just normal things. It's normal. Yeah, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand. Like, how is your security guard with the head injury? How is he?
Like he's in good spirits, but like I feel for him. I genuinely do. Like
yeah, I do too.
He's gonna end up with a scar on his head, man. It was very deep. The gash. It was blood everywhere. It was pouring out of his head.
That's
no,
it could have done a brain injury.
The back of his head, I think. I'm told.
Yeah, the back of the head is the most sensitive part, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that. These people throwing it are doing it as a man is turning around or as a man is walking away.
I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I just really don't know why kids are doing it. I really don't.
Yeah.
We're all human at the end of the day. Even it doesn't matter. Yeah, obviously people that you've had. The police coming round. I've had the police coming round because at the end of the day, I've been raped, sexual abuse, whatever. I've had it all my life and battered and everything else. But the point is, if there's no evidence and there's no thingy, then there's nothing that you can do. At the end of the day, I just think that once it's all calmed down and the allegations...
it's not just kids though, right? You know it's not just kids. And you can see from the video, it's the adults as well.
Yes,
so for us to try and say it's the kids, it's not only the kids, actually, it's the adults, it's the teens, it's the middle-aged people, it's the older people too that are there. I saw an elderly person being arrested. Like, it's people of all ages, so we must be fair to the truth and not just say the kids are the ones responsible, thinking, yeah, let's downplay it. No, actually, there are people of all ages that are responsible here.
Yeah, it's just not on. I know, I only watched it online, but I don't think it should happen. I just don't think why they're doing it. I just don't understand why they're doing it. Really don't.
I know. Look. Do you have any other questions, Sylvia?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, look, anytime you want to come up, just put it up there and I'll bring you up. But thank you very much for coming up. I do hope you have a lovely day. And, like, are you local to Crewe?
Do you want to come and help me?
Are you local to... Are you local to Crewe?
Yes.
Okay, so look, if you need anything, just give us a shout, all right?
Oh, that's
So,
nice.
so there's a YouTube video on right now, Nasa, that I'm watching, yeah?
Sure, mate.
Yeah.
And it's got, like, what the local residents are saying that annoys them about
Can I...
religion.
okay, go ahead.
And it's literally because you knock on their door at 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night and give them gifts.
Oh, no, so hang on a second, mate. I can explain this, yeah? So, do you remember there was that woman called Kelly who was the one who recorded the march? Yeah? And so she recorded the march, and she said we didn't care that she recorded the march, right? We didn't care that it went viral. We didn't care about any of that stuff. Do you know what really touched our hearts, what really upset us? Is the fact that she said, I'm afraid, I'm worried, I feel uncomfortable, my pets are scared. That's what we were concerned with. So we wanted to go and apologize to her. And the thing is that it was because when it happened, and then we wanted to go and speak to her quite quickly. And it wasn't like a lot of people are assuming it was too late in the evening. It's not. Like sometimes you get knocks on the door at 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, but we're not stupid. We're going to come there stupid o'clock in the nighttime. Do you know what I mean? But we wanted to kind of address the situation as soon as possible. So we went, and I was one of those people, mate. I was one of the people that was there, right? So we wanted to go there, give her some flowers and apologize to her and say, look, if you need anything, if you need any help, look, we're really sorry that you felt like that. We didn't want you to feel like that. We want to apologize to you. We want to understand. We want to explain to you. We want to answer any of your questions just to kind of make you understand. We didn't care about the video, mate. We don't care about the response. We don't care about the public reaction at this point. We care about our neighbor and the fact that she feels afraid and scared and worried. So that's why we went, mate. And we didn't, it's not like we were harassing them. We knocked on the door and it was like, no, there's nobody here by that name. Okay, no problem. And we knew the house. We went back and we just carried on with our business. So like, I understand.
You can't do right for wrong, innit? Do you know what I mean? In the community, you can't do right for wrong. They're annoyed at you for one thing, so you try and make amends, and they call it grooming. There's a lot of people saying
absolutely.
That giving gifts out is grooming. So my little sister, she lives in North Manchester. She lives
she's a grown woman, mate. How is that? Like, how am I going to groom a? And the thing is, mate, it wasn't just me. I had Alexandra with me, another woman. Like, I had a woman who was there ready to speak to her. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like group. What do you mean? Like when people say all these things, it's like craziness, man. People are jumping to assumptions and like making assumptions, bro.
Yeah, Rachel, adults can be groomed, but they'd be groomed over a long period of time. It isn't one gift that makes you think, oh, I'm in love with these people, I'm going to do anything they want. Yeah. My sister lives next door to a Muslim family. Every Eid, they will go around every day and give her a gift because that is their custom. They give her handmade chocolates, they give her very nice things, very expensive things that you wouldn't just normally go and pass to your neighbours. And that's just because it's their religion. There's someone put in a comment, marching around your garden and dressing in black is weird. Yeah, but weird isn't illegal. I think a man who renounces his rights to have sex and lives in the Vatican City, I think he's a weirdo. But it's not illegal what he does, he's just doing what he does. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So look, I think I've explained a lot of I've answered a lot of the questions. Caitlin, you came back up. Do you have any questions for me?
I do, down to the fact of I've got a few people messaging me, and obviously.
Caitlin, one second, Caitlin.
Yeah, no problem.
I want to say to the people, yeah, the Christ is King. The people, you know that they marched. This is just in relation to what Liam said about the marching and stuff, right? Do you know that there were people who are a Christian sect? They went and they were in uniform and they went with their Bible and they marched outside Buckingham Palace chanting Christ as King, and they didn't recognize King Charles and all these kind of things. That's in public. They did that to the royal family of this country. Did we do that? Did we even come out of our private property and start marching down the streets telling you lot, Ahmed, Abdullah, Mehdi? No, we didn't start doing it. We did it on private property. Okay. Now, they did that march, which is more military, and that was actually could have been a threat. That was more of a threat than what we did. Right? They marched as a Christian people chanting Christ as King, and this King, they don't recognize him. This is what they did. The video's on YouTube. You can see it. So when you compare the two, we are extremely civilized and peaceful compared to what they did. Do you understand what I'm saying? Can you see the difference here now? Right? Private property, minding our own business, doing it on a day which is a festival. They didn't do it on a festivity day. They went out there marching in between the crowds around them. Marching. Cleared away. Christ is King. here's my Bible. We don't recognize you, Prince Charles or King Charles. Like, that's not like that. That is aggressive. That is something which you can perceive as a threat from a religious entity. We, the Ahmadi Religion Peace and Light, doing it on private property, it was a festival. There was a purpose for it. And I've already explained why we did it. And we would do it again, right? But we are learning as we're going along too, that the neighbours, maybe it's good that we would inform them that we have the Festival of the Wheel. I mean, a guy came up earlier on, Jordan, he gave us very good feedback, saying that maybe you should put it inside the community group and say that we're having, what's it called? Today is our Festival of the Wheel, and there's going to be fireworks, guys. We're just letting you know, just so you can bring your pets in, or so that your